Welcome to the COMC Community Spotlight Show, of course brought to you by the great folks at Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission. We've got our friend Don Campbell with us, got his own business, Donald Campbell Design Build, Osage Beach. You built a brand new office overlooking Highway 54 right by the Grand Glaze Bridge.
Yes.
Hard to say, but you look right into the new theme park, right?
I do. I keep joking that I'm the catalyst for all of this since I was there first, but the Oasis is getting ready to start, the Marriott. I don't know if it's public knowledge, but apparently the old Calfran property is getting ready to be a restaurant, a marina, and some luxury villas.
Wow.
Then also the group doing the Oasis is now looking at buying the old John Q. Hammond's property, putting another hotel in there.
Yeah.
So a lot of exciting stuff.
Huge growth.
Yes.
Just amazing growth.
Yes.
And you were actually a part, you've got your own design build business here at the lake. You help design a lot of houses now. But in your earlier career, you were in Kansas City and were with the company that helped design and build places like Arrowhead Stadium.
Yes.
And the Patriots Stadium in Massachusetts.
Yes.
And stuff like that.
It was called HOK Sport originally, and then later it became Populous. And I did NFL stadiums mainly. One of the interesting ones I did was I did the punch list on the Phoenix Convention Center.
Yeah.
And they had the first set of people in there while we're out there finishing all the construction punch list. I couldn't think of two more diverse groups.
Wow.
So you had the American Cattlemen's Association, I mean, Yosemite Sam, Handlebar Mustaches, and Mary Kay.
Really?
Can you think of two more crazy groups? And the Cowboys were very polite and open doors, but I mean, they had bowls hooked on a rope. They were taken through the lobby, and the pink Cadillacs, and that was a lot of fun.
Oh,
I every once in a while had to just stop and do a little people watching.
yeah.
But,
Oh, yeah. On one end, you've got the bulls in there, what's coming out the south end, and on the other end, you got the Mary Kay ladies with their perfume and everything. So that had to be fascinating. One of the funnest stories when I was reading your bio is you actually, when you were younger, worked at Shooters 21.
I did. I worked for the Steingruby family. There was Fran Sr., Fran Jr. They had a silent partner that was in St. Louis. So first I started working, helping do some construction work, and then summer hit, and I worked on the gas dock, pretty much ran that. Well, if you remember, they started the shootout.
Yeah.
So how it all started, here it is Fran Sr. and Jr. used to run drag boats, and so they were aware of how things worked. And Fran Sr. had just bought a 10-meter fountain with, back then was big power, 800s and some like number 6 race drives. And all these people would come into Shooters and they would have these big cigarettes and Chris Craft Stingers. But back then, big power was a 454 that was 320 horse.
Yeah, a lot different than today.
Oh, yeah. Now you can get a Mercury 1650. But these boats probably went 50, 55. And Fran would come down every night, and as these guys would get to drinking, the speed of their boat would increase.
At least the story.
Oh, yeah. He called it bench racing. Two guys sitting there drinking beers, lying about how fast their boats would go. So he would come down every night and he'd say, Donnie, how fast do you think that'll go? I don't know, 50. Well, that drunk SOB's up there. He's saying it'll go 90, and he doesn't know what my fountain is. That really bothered him. So he came up with the idea, like the drag boat days, let's do one at a time, same radar gun, same water, put up or shut up.
Really?
And, I was young, and I watched Miami Vice. I loved this idea. I got where every day are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? Are you going to do it?
Really?
So I have a picture when he got the award. I went with him because he said, you were the persistent little that made me do it.
Really?
It was his idea, but it just sounded like the coolest thing I'd ever heard of. And obviously, I mean, it's moving for the second time, but
yeah,
what an event. And
so the shootout may have never happened if you weren't there.
Maybe.
To push it.
We also had it, they've changed the data on it. I don't know if people are aware of that. we used to have it the weekend after the holiday.
Yeah.
So we got one more weekend of tourism too.
Right.
And somewhere
that's
around
Labor Day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So somewhere around there it moved to 2 weekends earlier, but I think it's
Might have something to do with school or
yes,
something, maybe.
Yeah. But that's why we did it later.
Yeah.
To get one more weekend out of the summer, because now the season's a lot longer here. When I was a kid, it was when school was out. It was like the end of May through August. So one more weekend was great.
That was big money.
But now I think the season's different. I think it's more like March to November, December.
Shoot, it's almost year round.
It is.
And with the theme parks and everything coming
Yeah.
in, it's going to be more. Oh, wow, that's incredible. What a story. Now, did they name the shootout because of shooters?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And most people don't know there was a Shooters down I think in Fort Lauderdale, and that's where he got the idea. But then to not get sued, we put the 21 on it because we're on the 21-mile marker.
Right.
And it looked a lot like Shooters from Fort Lauderdale.
Interesting.
The gray and the blue roofs. And then the Steingrubies added on to it and sold it to, I think his name was Natoli. And then they were out of it at that point. But it was fun. I mean,
A different era.
oh my gosh. Back then there wasn't hardly anything. There was Millstone, there was a Topsider, and a bunch of little places, but nothing like what we have today.
Nothing like today, that's
And
for sure.
no pools.
Yeah, jump in the lake, right?
Yes,
yeah, there's
yes.
some water out there.
Yep.
Okay, so we're talking with Don Campbell, Don Campbell Design Build, and we'll talk about designing and building homes and all that stuff, as well as all of these incredible stories when we come back on the COMC Community Spotlight Show. At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center offers 3 OBGYNs at the Osage Beach Clinic and 2 pediatricians with same-day appointments available. At COMC, our doors are open to everyone with 5 primary care locations conveniently located across the Ozarks. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission.
Don't miss out on your favorite show. Watch Lake TV on demand on YouTube, Roku, and Fire TV.
Welcome back to the COMC Community Spotlight Show. We're talking with Don Campbell, architect. You got your own business in Osage Beach, Don Campbell Design Build. You design houses, a lot of houses at the Lake of the Ozarks.
I do. I think probably at least 150 to 2020, I think I over 200 houses.
Wow.
So, and it's just me. I don't have any employees. So, fortunately, I love what I do for a living.
So sometimes you have to crack down on yourself, right?
I just work.
Yeah.
So, but I enjoy it.
New office, if you've noticed that new building right off of Highway 54 by the Grand Glazed Bridge, that's his office up there. Pretty cool lights up there. You lived in Kansas City for a while.
Yep.
Helped design Arrowhead Stadium and stuff like that. You are like a fan of old houses, I think.
I am.
You saved like an 1800s
Yes.
house.
Yeah, so when I first started college, I had the opportunity to buy a house that was built in 1886 at 16th and Summit up in the west side. That view of downtown Kansas City, that was out my front door.
Wow.
Until they built condos across the street.
Of course, yeah.
It was really an interesting neighborhood. One of the businesses downtown bought all these 30-some houses from this guy that were going to be torn down, and they were really involved in downtown, and they sold them to different people, and you had to have it done within a year. I didn't quite get it done in a year. I mean, I was in college, and I sold my nice car to be able to do it. It drove an old truck, but I mean it was just such a neat house. I mean, it was structural brick. The guttering was built into the roof. It was actually its own style. It's called the Kansas City Peak. It's kind of an Italianate style. That neighborhood was really neat. There were really different sized houses. It was the original neighborhood when they had the West Bottoms. So there was a lumber baron lived a block away, and some cattle people. And then I always joked with those neighbors that the people that lived in my house worked for the people that lived in their houses.
Right, yeah.
It was fun. The neighborhood really, now there's a lot of modern houses in that neighborhood, which is pretty interesting to have this old brick, restored house next to this crazy modern thing, and there's a lot of little restaurants and stuff.
Is it like a part of the historical society, or?
I think it is. I don't know if they talked about doing it.
Yeah.
But everybody was opposed to it because once you do that, you can't do what you want.
Yeah, that's true.
So
you got to be real careful about that.
One of my neighbors was John McDonald that owned Boulevard Beer.
Wow.
Yeah, he lived right behind me. He was really a neat guy.
That's a good friend to have there.
You know, without getting political, we were the only two of a certain political affiliation, I think, in that area. So he and I would talk politics in the alley, but not anywhere else.
Yeah, I had to be careful about that.
Yes. So I totally understand when somebody moves to the lake and has a different viewpoint.
Right, yeah. Can be outcast a little bit. Well, that's cool. So you design houses, you work with builders.
Yes.
Right? So somebody buys a plot of land or they buy an old house and they want to do something different. Those are the people that come to you and say, what can I do with this space?
I've even had further than that. Up on the cliff by Tantera, the Palisade Highlands, I've had 3 people that met with me before they even bought the lot.
Wow.
And they'd never been to the Lake of the Ozarks. No pressure. Should we move here?
Yeah.
Should we buy this expensive lot? Can you design a house for us, and can you get us a good builder?
Yeah.
And I'm happy to say all 3 of them are really happy.
Yes.
Yeah, they all moved to the lake, and they're all happy with the house and happy with the builder. But yeah, some people come to me directly. Sometimes they come to the builder first and come to me. I just had one guy that I just did the site plan because he had some plans that he wanted. Well, he realized he was going to do a slab house, and there's 15 feet of fall on his lot once he cleared it off. So now I'm redoing a 2-story house for the same lot.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to make those adjustments like that.
A lot of people don't understand the topography at the lake.
Oh, and that's a big deal.
Yeah. I've been doing a lot of houses. They're getting so steep. I call it the double basement, where it's 3 stories and the lower level. It's going to be wasted if you don't do this. And I put, a bathroom down there, sometimes a bedroom, and then a bar.
Yeah.
Which is really nice so that when people come by the lake, they don't have to go through your house.
Yeah.
You can just hang out down there and make it kind of like your own little...
That's a genius idea, though, if you don't want everybody traipsing through your living room.
Yes.
Stuff like that. Down to less than 2 minutes here. Do you have a favorite building that you've designed over the years that sticks out above others? Would it be Arrowhead or a house that you've been a part of? Anything that pops into mind?
The next one. No.
There you go. There's the right answer.
I'm pretty proud of up at Highland Palisades. I've actually designed 7 houses up there, and they're all different styles. So I really don't like when one builder, one designer does the same thing over and over.
Cookie cutter.
Yes.
Yeah.
So most of them are fairly modern, but they're all different versions of modern. One of them is just amazing. I think it looks like a European castle. We started out as a barrel vaulted front porch, and then we did the lakeside like that. And then I said, why don't we just go all the way through the house? And you're already up on this cliff, 250 feet. Well, there was a staircase. I said, why don't we just go up one more floor?
Yeah.
So there's this little observation that's 4 stories off the ground when you're already 250 feet off the lake.
How cool.
Oh, yeah. You can see over the top of all the houses.
That's got to be like the best view anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, obviously some people have a budget, but it's fun when you can do,
It's nice when you find the people that don't have a budget.
Yes.
And say, hey, whatever you want to do.
Yes.
Okay, how do people find you? Do you have a website?
I do, or Facebook, Donald Campbell Design Build. I'm on there. You can Google me. A lot of people reach out on Facebook. It's easy.
Yeah.
And I try to keep it updated with new projects and stuff. But, one year I got really busy, and I had a guy say, oh, you must not be very busy because you haven't posted anything on Facebook. I said, it's the opposite of that.
I'm too busy, yeah.
So that year I posted all the elevations of the projects I had done. It was like 250 pages. He was the first one that reached out and said, okay, I understand now why you haven't been posted a lot on Facebook, but.
All right. Hey, thank you for coming by.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Donald Campbell Design Build, Osage Beach. Thank you. I appreciate such fun stories.
Well, thank you. I've always enjoyed the show, and thanks for having me on.
Pleasure. And thank you for joining us for the COMC Community Spotlight Show.